You're listening to The World According to George. This uninspired, puffy Midwestern man is looking for something more as he moves through life in his 30s.
Welcome back to The World According to George. I'm your host, George Thomas, and this episode of WAG is being broadcast from Nassau in the Bahamas and from Miami, Florida. And my guest host today is Kevin Hirshorn, who is our editor, who's the person that edits WAG. I've known for a while now. And so I just want to welcome Kevin. Thank you for doing this and filling up some content for the pod.
Well, thank you for inviting me. It's all I've ever dreamed of doing is
you're always invited.
I guess. Yeah.
Even though you don't, even though you're begrudgingly here, you don't really want to. You seem much less excited than Carlo was.
Was Carlo excited when he was there?
He seemed very excited.
He was also there in person, which is, I think, a whole different thing.
Yeah, he was. But I mean, this is a video. I can see your face, and I can read your.
I was surprised that he went. I didn't realize he was going in person. I didn't know. I guess it didn't click that you guys lived as close to each other as you do.
Yes. Well, we're both technically in the city of Chicago. He was still a ways off. Everyone that I ask where they're from, they're always from like north of the city, way up in like Logan Square or Uptown or some of these neighborhoods that I have no familiarity with, or it's really on the road to like Evanston.
All these places I don't know. I've been to Chicago once for one day. I was there less than 24 hours.
Oh, we got to change that.
Yeah. I went to what was then, maybe it was still called the Sears Tower, did all the touristy stuff, but not there wasn't a lot of time. I think I maybe I didn't have a deep dish pizza. I had a hot dog somewhere. It was a long time ago. It was like 15 years ago.
Was that with your wife?
No, I wasn't with my wife at the time.
Oh, how long? Okay. So you've only been married. Well, I don't know how long.
Well, we've been together since 2015 and we've been married since 2018.
Okay.
Yeah. So we've been together 9 years. We've been married 6 years. Yeah.
Yeah. Those places, it's like, Uptown. I'm looking at the map here. Lincoln Square, Logan Square, Edgewater, Irving Park. These are just places that I don't know about really, and pretty much I only know about them because or I would only ever be in that area if I'm like on 41, like on Lakeshore Drive, or if I'm going to the airport, going to O'Hare on 90. So I'm very much like, if you look at a map of Chicago, I'm in like almost the core of the city. So most people don't live in that area. I'm learning.
Right. So one thing that I wanted to do and I didn't get around to doing at the time was go and see the Family Matters house.
Oh yeah. See, I don't even know. I've never.
Which I believe is gone now.
Oh, is it? Oh.
Yeah, because I was a huge Family Matters fan growing up. How old are you, George? You're 30?
You've just turned 34.
Okay, so you're just 4 years younger than I
remember that.
Did you watch that show? I mean,
yes.
4 years is a big difference, big spread, I think, as a kid. So I'm curious, like, were you in the whole TGIF era, ABC, Thank God It's Friday programming that they would have where it would
I don't remember it if I was, but that might just because I don't remember it.
Or maybe like Snick, Nick at Night.
I remember that.
Are You Afraid of the Dark? That whole, Salute Your Shorts.
Yeah, but I just have such bad memory. But I remember Family Matters. That was in Chicago?
Well, I mean, it wasn't actually shot in Chicago, but it took place in Chicago. And they always, the usual sitcom where it's like the image of the house on the exterior, but the interior is obviously a set that they shot in, LA.
Yes.
So,
well,
anyways,
I guess you were not going to see that. There's something else. There's like I don't know. It's somewhere in that area I was just talking about in North Chicago where there's like, I think the imprint of a rat, like in concrete or something. And people are like going crazy over it.
Oh, is that new?
It's newer. Yeah. But it's become like viral.
Is it an imprint of an actual rat?
I think it's someone got married there. It's really, really weird. I mean, I don't understand. It's the classic, like, it's the classic case of if the internet didn't exist,
Yeah.
we never would have this. So, yeah, it's the Chicago rat hole. It's a rat-shaped like hole in the sidewalk in Roscoe Village. It looks like it's like an asphalt. So they probably paved the street with a dead rat, and then the carcass is gone, and now it's an imprint of a rat. But it's very weird.
Before you brought that up, I was thinking Family Matters is where I have to go and put the theme music in now during the edit of this episode.
You do have to do that. Could you put more freaking shit to the fucking podcast? God.
You know, George, you're never a satisfied client.
Customer. Never satisfied
customer. You're a client, though.
Yeah, no, I am a client, but I like how that sounds. Never a satisfied.
If you go to my Upwork profile, you'll see I have 100% client satisfaction, except for you. So just from people that have rated me in the past.
Well, I wouldn't give a review that was bad for you. I just tell you that I'm
Thank
not
God.
satisfied.
Yeah, that's okay. I prefer
100% satisfaction.
Well, yeah, there's on Upwork. There's something called a. Okay, no, I'll rephrase that. I'll clarify. It's called a job success score, a JSS, and it's calculated based on clients' private feedback. So on Upwork, whenever you close a contract, a client will leave you public feedback, and then they'll leave private feedback. Am I boring you?
No.
Okay, no, because I saw you yawn.
I yawn a lot when I'm sitting here. I did it with Carlo too. If I'm sitting, I don't know. It's not because I'm bored. I'm yawning. I don't know.
Yeah. So, anyways,
no, I am a little tired. Now I'm in the Bahamas. I was just in Vegas. I'm a little bit tired from traveling, probably. But don't cry for me.
Was the private jet really that terrible, George?
I didn't fly private to the Bahamas. I just flew private from Vegas to Chicago. Then I had to get on. But even flying private, you're still in the air, and your blood isn't oxygenating. It's not being oxygenated enough, and that's going to take it out of you still. God, my cholesterol.
Did you fly first class to the Bahamas?
Yes.
On what airline?
United.
See, I've only ever been to the Bahamas once.
Not a very full plane. What?
I've only ever been to the Bahamas once, and it was a couple of years ago. I was hired to play. There was a very wealthy guy who has a huge spread in the Bahamas, and he hired me to go out there and play for a couple of days for an event that they were having with this family. And I flew in like a 2-seater fucking tin can with wings, I guess.
From where? Miami to?
From Miami, yeah. And I was so nervous because I don't like flying.
Was it an airline?
It was out of a private airport. It was one of those chartered. Yeah, it was one of those chartered flights. So I was sitting with the pilot.
You should have told him I'm not doing that.
You know what? Looking back, I should have, because
don't do that.
I was really nervous about it.
How many pilots were there?
One.
Oh God, no! Don't do that. No.
I know.
A huge plane coming here. You just, unless he has his own island or something, just fly commercial. I mean, there's no reason.
Yeah, I mean, he basically has his own island.
Oh, he does?
Not technically, but
did he
basically
land on his own island?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe he had to do it to take the job.
It was pretty intense. Yeah, looking back, it was decent money. If it was today, it would be more, for sure. I would take the ferry because that was an option. I don't remember why I didn't do it then, but I had thankfully the flight was short, but I was really nervous the whole way. Yeah.
Well, you don't enjoy flying then?
I don't. No. I get really nervous with turbulence and all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. The commercial system is so safe in the US. I'm almost never nervous, but there's just a lot of variability because you've got all these different people, and you're dealing with humans, and there's so much human error that goes on, and these planes are just maintained as well as the guy that has to check if that bolt is there. But given how few fatalities we have, and we've got the most dynamic, volume air system in the world, there's no use worrying about it because it's just not, you shouldn't feel like you're unsafe because it is a good system. They've made mistakes, and I think the FAA is just like the food companies. They're way too close to Boeing because they don't have anybody else. They're just Boeing and Airbus, but they're fixing all that. The more mistakes we have, the stronger that system is going to be because we all learn from mistakes.
Yeah, well, I know logically and statistically you're very safe on a flight, and it doesn't make sense. But
no,
in history there have been.
But don't get on little planes with one pilot. That's one thing.
I know. I can't believe I did that.
That you should worry about. That one.
Well, I'm not doing it again.
Good. Don't ever do it again. Don't ever go anywhere ever again.
That's true. I'm down for that. Also, I'd stay here in my little dungeon if I could all the time. Basically,
you're not a big traveler.
I love being places and traveling places. I just don't like getting there.
Yeah.
Me and my wife went to Japan in 2019, and it was incredible. It was amazing. I was ready to live there, but just to get there was crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
I can't believe she got you to go there that far.
She didn't have to get me to go there. My nervousness with flying is not to the point where it would stop me from doing it. I just don't like it. I get nervous, but I'm still functioning. I'm fine. I'm not, having a meltdown on a plane.
That's good. You just have meltdown with your work.
Right. Yeah. As long as nobody sees them, that's fine.
Well, I haven't reviewed you yet on Upwork, and
don't. Okay. And you wouldn't, because that's only when we stop working together.
Right.
Which you threaten to fire me all the time anyway, so it could happen.
Inevitably. I think you're here for the long haul. I think there might be a revolving door of, if this thing grows, but I think you might be stuck with me for a long time.
I'm honored. Thank you.
Yes. Okay, Kevin, why are you from Miami? Let's tell the listeners.
Yes.
Why are you in Miami? You're from there. Okay.
Yeah, that's a good question. Why am I in Miami? I ask myself that question often.
I like that. You guys, everything I see, new towers. You've got a new octopus bridge going in that I'm excited about.
Yeah, but you're looking at Miami from a tourist kind of point of view, and maybe a single guy who, if you were to move here, you would go to one of those really trendy areas like the Design District or Brickell, or one of those, live in one of those brand new high rises type of thing. But I live in a nice house in a nice neighborhood, but it's it's suburbia, and it's just really, really, really crowded with not the friendliest and most courteous population of people, I think, overall in this general area of Miami and surrounding suburbs. But yeah, I'm born and raised in Miami. I did live in Los Angeles for 6.5 years, and then I came back.
What part of Miami are you in? What suburb are you in?
You want me to give my address?
No, but just tell me what suburb you're in.
I'm in near Aventura. It's just kind of North Miami Beach. If you look at my address, it's just Miami, Florida. But it's near-ish to Aventura. Are you familiar with Aventura area?
I've heard of it. Is that by Fort Lauderdale or Hollywood?
Yeah, so Bell Harbor.
Yes, I do.
So if you continue north on Biscayne,
Sunny Isles.
Yeah, you'll eventually get to Sunny Isles and then to Aventura.
So you weren't that far from me in Bell Harbor.
Right. Probably about 25 minutes, depending on.
So you're saying there's nothing special about a suburb of Miami. It's like any other suburb.
I mean, I guess. Yeah.
Do you have a nice shopping center nearby or Costco?
Yeah, Aventura Mall.
It's nice.
Is a huge mall.
But is it a nice mall?
Yeah, it's a beautiful mall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's funny you asked that because, it's funny you asked that because the other night I went to the movies, which I never ever do, and I love going to the movies. I went with my brother, and they have a movie theater there, and the mall is beautiful, updated, constant expansion, high end everything, and then there's an AMC theater that looks stuck in 2000. And it looks like it hasn't been cleaned since 2000. So it was just disgusting. But it was the only theater that we wanted to, that was playing this movie that we wanted to see.
What movie was that?
Late Night with the Devil.
Yeah, I don't know.
Have you seen the trailer?
No.
It's awesome.
Okay. Sounds kind of nerdy.
No, if you like horror movies. I am.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want that. It's just too scary for me.
Oh no, I love it. I love the whole genre.
Oh, okay. Well, so you're in Miami. Yeah, I do. I do like it down there. I like anything good weather, and that's always my motivation.
Well,
So
yeah, most of the year is hot as hell. The summer is unbearable, and then you get like a few months that it's really, really nice.
you're really selling it.
I know. Aren't you moving here?
Probably. Well, yes, based on what I posted on April 1st. Thought
Which
that
was
was funny.
what?
What I posted on April 1st.
I don't remember.
Okay. Well, it was only a couple days ago, but
Oh, a lot happens between then and now. So
I talked
remind
about
me.
you.
You did?
Yes.
I
I
don't
tagged
remember.
you in Instagram.
Oh, let me pull it up. And
You're,
I commented, right?
you're pulling my leg. I think you commented of like a laugh face.
Oh yeah, you said. Oh yeah. Oh yes, 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 yes. I remember. Yes, I saw part of it that you announced your big deal with Sirius XM,
Yes,
basically taking over Howard Stern.
correct.
Yeah.
But as you know, April 1st is April Fool's, so I fooled
Yes, of
everyone.
course. Yeah.
Yes.
Did anybody fall for it?
That is the dream. Some people did in the right beginning, but then they saw me keep talking and they realized it was no. But
Yeah.
they did. One of my friends might actually think it's happening, and I need to correct him.
Why even correct him? Just keep it going.
I know. Well, I don't know. Yeah.
Fake it till you make it.
It's going to be fun to have that video someday. If it happens, I can say that's when I was making fun of it happening.
Sure. As long as you still have me around.
Well, you'll
When
be
you make
gone
it big.
if a big studio hires me. So tell the people, Kevin, what skills do you have? I never articulate it well. I know you edit my podcast for audio, but what
Mhm.
other skills do you have?
Just when it comes to podcasts or in
Like your
general?
career. Yeah.
My career as an editor, because I have two careers.
Both. I want skills from the both careers. Start
Well,
with your editing career.
yeah. So I'm an audio editor, and that basically includes fixing audio that sounds like shit as much as I can. Um, Cutting filler words if there's excessive ones. Although with your podcast, I keep it a little bit more loose because sometimes when it's conversational and you you don't want to have to worry about cutting ums and stuff like that.
But you do cut ums sometimes from mine.
Sometimes I have clients who like it really, really, tightened up. So for me personally, it doesn't bother me as a listener unless there's somebody who's like excessive with the filler words.
Why don't we cut more
does happen.
on ums from my podcast?
Well, I mean, if you want me to, I can. It just
I thought
takes
we were
longer to
doing
do
that.
it. Well, we were, but like for you and Carlo in the same room together.
Oh, that doesn't make sense.
It's right. It's more.
It sounds weird.
It's loose. It's yeah. So I really do it based on the either like if the client specifically wants it, or if the podcast itself is just kind of a more loose vibe, which yours is.
Right.
I think yeah. So I don't see the need unless there's something really weird that's going on or some anything.
And
like that. But
I felt that podcast was very concise. That one.
Yeah, it was good.
I didn't say many ums or uhs.
Yeah. No, it was good. You and Carlo had good chemistry on the podcast, I thought. Unlike this one.
This won't have any.
No, not at all.
Just stop being such a grump. Maybe we can have some fun.
Well, go ahead. You can keep asking me questions. What?
What is that, humidifier back there? What's that?
This?
Is that a trash can? What is that?
No, it's a portable AC unit because this is a converted garage.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you really are like just geeking out over there with all your equipment.
Yeah, well, this was not that long ago. I had my car in here.
So you have no garage now?
No. Yeah, no garage. And we live in that is a car seat out of the brand new Honda Odyssey. Yeah, we've made the full transformation to mom and dad. We now are proud, not owners, but I guess leasers of a minivan.
You people, and anyone of you guys that has kids, make it sound horrifying to people like me. I have a friend, a very good friend, who just had a baby. Okay. And he texted me today and he told me the baby didn't sleep from 8 p.m. till 2 a.m. last night.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So it just sounds, it sounds crazy. Sounds like there's so many eventually the pain goes away, but it takes like a decade or something, or 5 years for you to get to a good steady state where you got things under control. Like your kids are very young too, as well, right?
Yeah. They're really young. Yeah, I mean, it's all the cliches that you hear. It's true,
Is it
and I
just like
hate
if you had
cliches.
yeah,
What?
if you had like a live-in nanny, it would be better?
Oh yeah, I mean, if we were loaded and we had a large house with like a nanny's quarters, so that I don't have to interact with them on at all this, all the time. Of course, it'd be great. But
So in this case, money is the answer.
well, isn't it always?
Not always. I've
No.
learned that it's not. No.
Okay,
but
no. Health is the answer. Number one.
yeah, you want
That's true. Second is money.
Second is youth. Third is money.
Youth.
Youth is our last bargaining chip. That's the thing that's going to save us. Okay.
So yeah, and then skills. So basically, people contact me, someone like you who had already started a podcast, but we're working with someone that you absolutely loathed the way they were editing your show.
No, I didn't. Oh, stop. Every decision I've made on podcasting and hiring has been related around cost, around money.
Right. Around money. Exactly. No, I'm just kidding. He did a good job from what I heard.
He did, but he was just very crazy expensive. And I already had a problem spending too much money on equipment, and you
overspent.
Yes. So I need to stop that behavior. I've stopped it now. And so anyway.
So let me continue my sales pitch for anybody who's interested in starting a podcast. Is usually people will contact me and say, "Hey, Kevin, I want to start a podcast and I have no idea what to do." Or sometimes people will reach out. Like I have a call later today with someone who says, "I have 2,000 episodes already and I want to just work with someone else." So
how do they? Are they famous at all?
I don't know. I haven't met with them.
2,000 episodes?
That's what they said. Yeah.
If you and I have 2,000 episodes, I'm fucking done. And we're still. I'm talking to you out of my tiny studio, and we're not making money. Fuck that. I'm not doing 2,000. That's insane.
Yeah.
Oh,
I have
life.
A client who's approaching episode 600, and
that's insane.
And I work, with Carlo on a network that we're part of, or we work together. And there's multiple shows with hundreds and hundreds of episodes each show. So,
what's the frequency? Every weekday?
It varies on the different shows, but
so you must look at me like a real piece of shit. I barely get 2 hours.
No, not at all. No, you've gone on longer than many people do. People pod fade, and I think that the trick is, if you can cut it financially, and you have a vision for the future, you got to stick with it. Because I think what happens is people in their mind, they build up this idea of having a podcast, and it just kind of like blowing up. And people are going to be excited to hear. And when it doesn't happen,
be famous.
Right. When it doesn't happen immediately, or even in the early months or even year or so, people, they lose the motivation to continue doing it.
Well,
yeah. And that's why we're here. That's why you're interviewing me.
Correct.
Yeah.
I wanted my green light on my mic to point towards the audience because I like lights. It's great that when you start and you want to tap yourself on the back that I started something, I bought equipment, I have 2 people working with me, but it's one thing to start that and to say I'm a podcaster, but is it worse? Here's the question. Is it better if you should have maybe never have started a podcast versus being a very failed or mediocre podcast? Like I see these mediocre podcasts, I'm like, oh God, that's even worse. I definitely don't want to be that. I don't know what to do. It's a weird area, but you just, I don't know. And then people get kind of, I think they bristle they're like, oh, you have a podcast? Oh God. It's not very in vogue. I mean, it's just so saturated.
It is. There's a lot of people that,
an asshole convention.
Yeah, but the podcasts are huge, and everybody has one. The trick,
but then you see people that just did what I did, like these 2 guys in England. There's it's a gay guy and a straight guy, and it's just comedy bullshit, just stuff that we're talking about, very light, maybe some a little more reality TV stuff, but not much. They just started it. I think it was a couple years ago. They're like the number one podcast in England right now. You know,
Do they have like a specific niche, or is it just talk about everything and anything?
I think there's a lot of dating in there, and but it seems very much pop culture, and following certain celebrities maybe, but I don't not really know. It feels like mine. I mean, I've seen podcasts that don't seem to have a certain niche, and they've done well. Or I've seen this guy on YouTube. I think you sent him to me. He does like financial advice.
He's have you been watching him?
No, but I've watched him before.
He's great.
He's an ugly guy. Okay, I'm sure he's a nice guy, but he's not a cute boy. He's he's
also self-deprecating. He talks about
self-deprecating, but what has he done? He's just maybe he's super talented, but he's very consistent. It's nothing else.
I'll tell you what he's done.
And he has a niche.
Yes, that's the first thing that he's done. He has a niche, but is it niche or niche?
What I say is correct. I'm the podcaster. You're the editor.
Niche. He has a niche, but it's not a niche he invented by any means. There's like that Dave Ramsey guy. There's
I like Dave Ramsey.
Susie Orman, who was actually a guest on a podcast that I just edited.
I don't know.
I had to throw that out there. Big guest there. What was I saying? What?
Susie Orman's a big guest?
Yeah.
Right.
I think so. I recognize the name. I know her.
I did too.
Yeah. So, but he is funny. He is
funny.
I think people enjoy the self-deprecating humor. He's a good interviewer, and he has good structure to his show, and he has excellent production. And I think those things all
excellent production is what we have too, right?
Well, I'm talking specifically video, which I've been telling you to do more and more.
Yeah, you both. I know. We know.
You gotta have video, but even audio. I mean, I always watch the video, but sometimes I'll put my phone down and I'll just listen to it. But it always sounds. I mean, he has like two or three in-house producers that are there in person, taping and editing, and
which is the goal. I mean, I think about that.
That's when you would fire me, because I obviously can't be there in person.
Yeah, but how much fun would it be if you were like live in the show and we had a control room or something?
Oh, I mean, that'd be so much fun.
I would play off people like that forever. That would really work.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah. So you do see how that's the big leagues, and that, but that guy, that guy's got, I don't know what he has. He's getting
over a million
subscribers,
on YouTube. Yeah.
So it's not $1 billion to 1 to do it. If you can talk and you've got something to say, and then you can find some topic that's like, really a fiery one, or something that's super popular. This is not. I can see the road to success. It's not an impossibility.
No,
there's only a few of us that'll make it there.
Yeah, I guess that's just the way.
I don't need to be the most famous person ever. If I had, and I've said this, if we had 100,000 subscribers on YouTube and 25,000 followers on Instagram, I in one way or another, we could do a live show a couple times somewhere in the United States. That's enough for me. I want a bite of the apple. I don't want the whole thing.
Yeah, except when you get there, you're gonna want more and
really
more, and of course.
I don't know. I just want a little. I get no satiation. I'm not satiated at all today.
You want me to give you an example of that ties back into what I do for a living? My other thing that I do.
What is your musician? The other part of it.
I'm a musician, but people say I'm a musician, and you're like, oh, you're a bum. You don't, you don't do anything. But no, I'm a working musician. It's not the glamour. Gigs. Yeah, it's not the glamorous side of music. But I'll give you an example of what you say. You just want a taste of something in your mind, and then you're gonna want more and more and more. So date back to when I was in college 20 years ago. I used to take this giant keyboard behind me, which weighs more than I do, to open mic nights. Not even to paid gigs, because I wasn't doing it. To open mic nights, which is bullshit. And there was a restaurant in town in Tallahassee where I went to school, and there was somebody playing music there. And I thought to myself, man, that would be the greatest fucking thing ever if somebody hired me to play music at a restaurant. Fast forward to today, I played every fucking restaurant in Florida and California, and I don't ever want to do another one again. So do you see there the parallel?
You're saying the days of wartime or the building days you don't want to do again. You're done.
Well, yeah, but in my mind, I had this like, wow, that'd be a dream come true. Someone's gonna pay me to play music. People are gonna watch me play and sing, and I did it, and I don't want to do that. I want to do different things and other things that are appealing to me now.
So you're kind of saying every plateau you reach, you're looking at the next one. You're looking at the next mountain to climb.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know if it was a good analogy or not, but I just thought it would tie in to what I do for a living, which is I play music for events.
You're a singer?
Events. I sing and I play the piano. Yeah, my main thing is piano, and but I sing as well. So
we'd love to hear some of your singing, but I don't think we have time today.
No, I mean I offered to, and you said no. You said,
no,
God,
I said yes.
I don't want my listeners' ears to bleed.
No, I didn't say that.
No, I would have to be set up over there in my other.
Okay, well I can't do that for you, so we'll go over there.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that now.
You're doing it next time.
All right. I have a really crazy busy day because we're going to Disney World next week, so I've been trying to load up.
What? Okay, you're going to Disney World? Your kids aren't going to remember. Do they have any memory yet? How old are your kids?
No, they have no memory at all.
Then why are you taking them?
No,
you're going to be in hell. Of course
they have memories. Yeah, of course they have memories.
They do, because under a certain
older
age,
one
they
does.
don't.
Yeah, my older one does.
Why not go and both?
It's not all about the memory. It's about the present, George.
The present, like a gift, or the present, like living in the present?
Living in the present, experiencing those moments now.
Oh, with your kid.
And then my wife and I have the memories.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
See, that's we totally out of touch.
We took our older son to Disney a couple of years ago when he was like a year and a half. And it was a lot of work, but it was fun. He doesn't remember it, but now he's three and a half, and he's like thrilled. I mean, he's like a real person, so he's excited, really excited. So are we.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, why are you okay? Well, we covered that. Where are you staying?
Like where they filmed Psycho, like the Bates Motel.
I guess.
Yeah, you've never seen Psycho before?
Is that a movie?
It's like Serial Killer Motel. That we're saying one of those.
I've definitely heard of it. Why are you staying there?
No, I'm just kidding. No, I told you where we're staying. I don't know. It's a Marriott type thing, or it's a.
What brand of Marriott though?
Let me see.
Spring Hill Suites.
No, that one sucks.
Are you staying?
I'm staying at a Residence Inn by Marriott.
Boy. Oh dear. Oh boy. Oh, what? Residence? Are you a resident?
Yeah. They're suites. Is there a
kitchenette?
So, yeah.
Oh fuck, that's terrible. Why do you want that? Just take him to Cheesecake Factory every day, or eat on property.
What? I don't get I don't see the correlation between the hotel and going to Cheesecake Factory. What do you mean?
Why do you
save
need
money?
No. Why do you have to have a kitchenette if you're on vacation for 3 days?
Well, it's still nice to have a kitchen there that we can rinse, water bottles and
what about baby
shit.
Stuff?
Yeah, baby stuff.
What's the youngest again?
What's his name, or how old is he?
How old?
He's 1 year and 3 months.
Oh boy, that sounds young to me.
It is young.
You had a baby 1 year and 3 months ago. So did I know you when you had a baby?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't skip a beat.
You didn't even say anything.
Oh.
Oh, maybe you did.
I think I did.
You probably did.
Yeah, I took a few days. I took like 5 days off.
Okay.
There's no paid parental leave here.
Right. You own your own company.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm going to take a page out of your book and sell it for $10.
Go ahead. That's the right thing to do.
How do I sell my company, George? I don't know. But the problem is I'm the company.
Right.
I don't,
So you have to sell your soul to the devil to make any money.
I mean, that I can do. I don't have a problem with that. I've basically done that already.
You would, in your case, because typically what happens with the business I was in, when you sell the company, everyone who was part of that company and made it that way either quits or gets fired. So, you're not really at that company anymore. Then some people, maybe if you're really talented, you get to stay on. But I wasn't there for the actual sale, and that got into like very deep, private equity negotiation,
So wait,
and
let me stop
that
you
was
because that.
beyond me. That was not me at all. So
So is this a company that you started?
no, this was a company that I was I guess an early employee, a founder in, or not a founder, sorry, like a partner in, and I think I was like the fifth employee, and so I had equity
And
because I was so early, and then I invested, and then my parents invested, and yada yada yada. So yeah,
what was the
it was
business?
not just me. No, I wasn't like the founder. I'm not a co-founder either. I was just
Right.
incredibly early.
And what was the business?
It was very, it's very in the weeds in healthcare. It was in chronic care management. It was basically like a software as a service, and our software integrated with your electronic medical records that all your big systems, or a lot of people, not big
So,
systems, everybody has to have EMR.
so how
And
did you learn of the opportunity back then?
really good friends from college recruited me.
And what they said, hey, we started this business and we
Hey, we
want
have this
why?
business. We're three deep, I think, two or three people deep. Would you come? And I think they wanted me to do sales initially, but then I eventually I did HR and operations, and I did a lot of early fundraising.
What was your major in college?
I was journalism and business.
Okay. So
So
like, why did they
journalism,
approach you to do sales? Because they knew you would be a good salesman?
I think that's what my buddy thought. I think that he thought I had maybe that skill set, even though I actually don't like sales, and I didn't
No.
end up doing sales. I think value was very much in raising our seed money, helping that part of it, and doing the guts of the organization, and then doing being involved in a lot of the hiring. We had to hire all these nurse care managers, like tons of them, a lot of them in your state, and kind of manage those remote teams. And I was probably I'm a big culture guy. I'm all that ness. I brought that probably when a lot of our other uh, founder, employees didn't maybe have those skills. So I bond people together probably better than other people. That's probably where
Interesting.
my skill set lies. But the
Yeah, you
company
got to
outgrows
tell.
you.
You got to tell your story, I think, because I'm interested in learning about it. I would assume other people are, like on an episode, talk about what you do for a living.
Well, it's
Or
not
what
just
you
my
did.
story. I mean, it's hard there's just so many, like my dad went out there and started his own company, and it was pretty much him,
Hmm.
and then one day that company sold, and he had some major, people with equity. But I was part of a large team, people that were much smarter than me, and I was lucky to be there. And I was there. I was just had good timing, and I was there early, so I had a nice amount of equity. And then because I wasn't there when the company sold, I was able to sell all my equity. Whereas if I was still an employee of the company, I would not have been able to do that.
Oh, interesting. Wow.
So it's all timing there, Kevin. See what I'm saying?
I know about timing on a
And it was,
much
yeah,
smaller scale. I also
yeah. So it's
know about
timing and luck. And
timing.
so I don't like to crow about it because I wouldn't be here if not for these other people.
That
And
doesn't matter.
I knew my friend and the friends that I met in this company were so freaking smart, and they were such A players that it was only a good decision for me to be around them. And it ended up being a good decision, and it sold much faster than I thought it would, and it sold for a lot more than we thought it would. So and then to have the sweet dream of getting your parents involved, which is always a bad idea and always a risk. And your parents are big business people, and then for this one thing to hit when maybe they've done 30 of these deals and the other 29 haven't hit, but the one with their son hit, that's what dreams are made of right there. It's a great thing to have. So,
Right.
that's why I need to be a positive person between that and that, tumor I had, and not be so negative, because that was a great thing we had. And this economy wasn't shaky then. It sold right before this economy kind of became weird.
Which was
PE
when?
money dried up in many ways. It was in
What,
April 2022, I think, when it sold.
the economy was good in 22? All I've
PE
been
was
hearing is
good. Private equity was still very good.
Okay.
Today, you've got we didn't have the crazy inflation, I don't think, as we had then. And then your real estate developer, your commercial real estate markets, have plummeted as of late. Homes have skyrocketed. Many things have occurred, and that wasn't going on then.
Well, commercial real estate has been on the down since COVID, obviously.
Now it's really gone down. I mean, I know guys that are looking for positions in that space, and it's freaking dead right now.
Right. Trying to convert them to residential.
Yeah, like buildings that I live in, those are going to be less, for a while. You're not going to see but they're like Chicago, they're doing these, 20% affordable housing, and that's what's getting the structure built. That's all your government credits or whatever. That's the deal that's making it happen. Otherwise, it's unless you're in a crazy market like where you live.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You guys just keep building skyscrapers.
I know. Yeah, it's nuts. Every time I go down to downtown in that area, it's just like, wow, unbelievable seeing what's happening down there.
Yeah. But anyway, so let's get back to you. So Disney, you've been there before.
Many, many, many times. I love Disney.
So why would it be many, many, many times if your kids are so young?
Well, because I went before I had kids, and I went growing up.
You went as a kid.
And I went in as an adult by myself.
Why do you go as an adult?
No, I'm just kidding. I didn't go by myself. Because now, George, I know this is a concept that may be difficult to grasp, but I enjoyed myself at Disney World. So I went there, and I went with friends.
Oh, dear.
I've gone with my wife. I went to Disneyland when I lived.
You enjoy crowds and...
No, I don't enjoy crowds.
Okay.
No, but
what about waiting in line for 3 hours to see Star Wars?
That's
worth it to you?
It was worth. I didn't wait 3 hours, but it was when it first opened. Yeah. When it first opened, and I had to wait, and we had to get there really early in the morning to get our spot in the digital line. It was an awesome ride. I love rides and roller coasters.
You've been on the Star Wars one in Disney World?
I have.
I have also been there.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It was good.
Yeah.
But
do I like waiting in line? No, I hate it. More. Yeah, I hate it. So that's why we got to do the Genie Plus and all that stuff.
You're doing Genie Plus?
Yeah.
What is that? That's what you have. That's what you're doing upcoming?
No, that's what, when you get to the park, you have to, it's like the Fast Pass now.
Right.
Whatever they call the Fast Pass. You have to select certain rides, and then you come back at a scheduled time.
And you don't have to wait.
Well, the wait is greatly reduced.
And how much are those tickets?
They're not that much more than, everything is already extremely expensive. So it's not like a crazy amount more to do that. Yeah.
Well,
but it also shouldn't be that busy when we go next week. It's just a good time of the year.
Are you going to be at the Magic Kingdom when they do fireworks at night?
Possibly. We'll see how our older son definitely won't have a problem timing wise, but our younger son, he might be really tired. So, we'll have to play that one by ear. If my wife goes back to the hotel with him, and I stay with my other son, or I don't know. We're going to find out.
That is something I did want to see. That's something we messed up, because when I last was in Disney, I don't know when, 2 years ago or something, we did the VIP thing, but if I would have scheduled it right, we would have still been there when they do that Magic Kingdom show, which does look cool I was watching it from the balcony of our hotel, and it looked really cool, but we had left. We'd already been there like 10 hours, and we were all tired. And we had left. But if I ever do it again, and if this show takes off, we will do it again, because that's what I promised you. We will do it so we overlap with that Magic Kingdom show.
Okay.
There's also a really cool water show, like Terminator looking thing at Epcot, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which I think that broke when we were there. I don't know if that really worked, but It's not very old, a few years old, but it's insane looking. It really, and maybe it did go off a little bit. I don't know. We went to Epcot. That was our final park.
Yeah. Are you a nostalgic person?
Yes.
Yeah, so am I. So, for me, going to Disney World as a kid is
But
very
not about this though.
No, not about Disney.
No, because I went as a kid. I think I went once to Disney World and once on a Disney cruise. And I don't think about those memories. I only have the nostalgia I have is just going to Florida as a kid.
Oh.
But I don't remember things. I've got
Yeah.
this shit memory. So you have and you weren't even doing probably the VIP thing back then.
No, I have never done.
Maybe they probably didn't have it.
They had it.
Ago.
Yeah,
okay.
Where you're you have a guided tour throughout the whole park.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I have not done
Worth
that.
every freaking penny. There's also
it's probably like 10 grand now.
It is. There's also it's like 750 an hour, something crazy, and you've got to do a minimum of like 10 hours, and it doesn't include tickets, and it doesn't include food.
The closest thing I ever did.
You could take 10 people though.
Right. The closest thing I ever did to that was I growing up, I went to summer camp at the JCC, and we would take.
You know me.
Right. Yeah, thank you. And we would take during the summer, we would take a trip to Disney. Like the whole, the camp would go.
Oh, brother.
And at the time, there was something called the Disney Institute or some shit. I don't know. It was like an educational. Nobody wanted to be there. But anyways, it led to us being able to go to the parks and like get a tour of the Magic. The Magic Kingdom is built on top of a whole city, basically under it. Did you know that?
I don't remember. Maybe I did.
There's an office space and whole
Do they
economy.
use it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's built, on top of. So we got to see all that. We got to go on like Space Mountain with the lights on, and we had a guided tour for that type of thing. But it was not a personal thing. It was with, the camp.
What do you mean the lights on?
Space Mountain is in the dark.
Right.
So we got to do it. They turned the lights on, and we got to do it. It's a different experience, Very exciting. I know. This was literally like 25 years ago.
Yeah, the thing, the Disney, to me, I think it's just sad because it is overpriced. I think a lot of people who have fixed incomes go there and spend their good money on Disney, and they don't get anything back. And Disney the corporate greed is in play, and they want to take you for everything you've got, and it's just about money. I guarantee they've got toxic food on that frickin' park. They don't care about artificial flavors, colors, or dyes, or anything else like that.
Well, who doesn't? Who doesn't have
true, but
toxic
they're
shit food?
Disney, and maybe they should be a force for good. And so I don't know. It's commercialization. I admire what they've built. It's an amazing vision. They've got 5 different things they've done in different industries that they've done well. They're in cruise lines now, and cruise lines they figured that out, and that's not hard. That's not easy to do. They've got theme parks. They've got streaming services, and that so that they've created. There's an amazing product there, but I think Disney is for kids, and minus maybe Epcot, I don't know the attraction. I go on there and just all these people, and I don't know. It's not the best America has to offer. And we just commercialize the fuck out of everything. And that's including the resort I'm staying at right now.
Which is?
It's enormous. Atlantis.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck this place. Yeah, it's huge. There's a casino. You could tell that they just threw up this resort. There was no planning or zoning. That I'm sure the Bahamian government just needs the tourist money. Yeah. And in part, I admire it, and I love buildings and the aquatic life and the adventures here. Seeing aquatic life and that is cool. But everything else, the hotel part, it's just the food's terrible. It's all overpriced. There's 10 billion families here. But again, I'm in the minority. I don't have a family. I don't have kids. I would assume, though, other people with families don't want to see other people with families. Who cares? Or what? That would be annoying, right? I don't know. I don't understand.
I love this rant.
Okay, let me ask you one other question since you have to go already.
I do have to go, yeah.
We know you just bought a Honda Odyssey. So I have 2 more questions. Do you like that car?
We literally just got it yesterday.
Whose daily driver is that vehicle?
My wife's. She loves it so far.
Very good. I've heard my aunt had that car. That was a great car. Honda's a great brand.
Yeah, we'll do this again. Maybe, like next year or something. And then we can talk about cars because that's a whole, I love cars.
Next year. Okay, I want you to do it. Well, we don't have to do it again, I guess, but there's more content.
No, we'll do another one. Yeah.
Okay. On a personal level, my final question, and then we can go to the songs of the week and I'll end the show. How do I compare to the rest of your clients?
You're the greatest podcaster to ever walk this earth and grace.
On a personal level, my personality.
Well, I'd say that you've become a friend where, the majority of my clients are just, clients. And thankfully I've had positive experiences pretty much across the board over the past almost 5 years that I've been doing this. But you're, it's hard for me to say it, but I guess you're like a friend of mine. Why are we friends? Because I think we have similar personalities in a lot of ways. We're both very negative. We have similar sense of humor, I think. And we could just shoot the shit. This is why we got to nothing in this conversation, because we're just kind of having a conversation.
That's why these work. See, this is why I might have a career in this shit, because I just made an hour go by.
Yeah, it went by. It was good. It was fun. And it didn't get too personal for me, which was good.
Or were you worried about that?
No, I wasn't. I don't have anything all that exciting or
But you don't want to have your stuff aired out.
Well, I mean, I have to get clients for my music, for my podcast. So I don't want to be controversial, or I have controversial views and stuff, sure. Yes. Which I'll just tell you, privately.
Right.
But talk about politics, talk about whatever. But that's all.
Yes.
Songs of the week.
What?
Songs of the week?
Songs of the week. Done For Me by Charlie Puth and Kehlani.
I lie for you, baby. Die for you, baby. Cry for you, baby. But tell me what you've done for me. For you, baby.
Morning House by Glassio and Charles Fauna.
I never thought I'd lose control. I never thought I'd do without you. If you ever wanna hear me out, I'll be waiting in the morning house for you.
It's So Easy by Margo and Mac.
For them, I'm living for me. It's so easy. It's so easy now. Get out your own way.
And remember to listen to any of these songs that are featured today, or to find any that have been played on WAG, just search WAG playlist on Spotify. For the show's playlist, every time we release an episode, this playlist is updated. I should say that's also all linked in the link tree and Instagram. But that is it for this episode. Kevin, why don't you plug if the people want to find you, how can they find you?
Sure. Yeah. The podcastdepot.com.
Podcastdepot.com. For anything, if you need a music related or someone to edit something or just anything related, right?
Yeah. And then if they want to see my music, go to YouTube and search for Kevin Lawrence, which is my middle name, Laurence.
Oh, there's no W in there.
No, it's a U instead of a W.
Oh, they misspelled your own name. Okay.
Yep.
Very good, Kev. Well, you're a good guy. I know I give you a lot of shit, but that's because I love you. And we've got a great thing. And so we'll do this more. Thank you for doing this. I know you're a busy man. You didn't have to do this. You got to get going. I'll just say the closing.
It's okay. I've been charging you the whole time for it.
Oh, that's all right. Perfect.
No,
I paid for content.
I didn't.
That'd be funny if you did. I wouldn't notice probably.
I know.
Thanks
I'm
for
not about to take advantage.
Yeah, don't take advantage. Then you will. You're gonna get the real firing. I'm gonna do on-air firing like Howard Stern did.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah. Thanks for listening to World According to George. Available anywhere you find podcasts. Remember to follow WAG_pod on Instagram and DM me anything that's on your mind, and I'll bring it up right here on the pod. And I'll see you next time. Have a great week, everybody. Thank you, Kevin, again. Have a great day in Miami.
Thank you. Later. Talk
to you later. Bye, man.
Bye.
Subscribe to WAG now and find out what George will sound off about next. New episodes drop every other Thursday anywhere podcasts are available.